Howdy, in this video we will be going over the definitions of key terms for Chapter 9, which is unemployment. So the first term for this chapter is working age population, and this can be defined as everyone age 16 and older. The next term is labor force, which can be defined as the total number of employed and unemployed people. Our third term is not in the labor force, which is defined as people that are not actively seeking work. Okay, so this chart that we're going to fill out now is an easy tool to help you remember how each of the terms we just defined fits in with one another. So this first section is going to be working age population. And then the section next to it is not in working age population. So this group right here is going to be under 16, as we just defined. And then the next section is going to be labor force and not in labor force. So not in labor force would be those who have not been actively seeking a job in at least the past 4 weeks. And then this bottom section here is going to be employed, and next to it is going to be unemployed. So you can see employed and unemployed are both in the labor force, and then labor force and not in the labor force are going to both be in the working age population, and then not in the working age population is just under 16. Our next term is the unemployment rate, and that can be defined as representing the number of unemployed people as a percentage of the labor force. So that formula looks like number of unemployed divided by the labor force, number in labor force, and then times 100 to give you a percentage. Okay, our next term is labor force participation rate, and this represents the number of people in the labor force as a percentage of the working age population. So this formula is over here, labor force divided by working age population times 100 to get it to that percentage. And now we're going to go over some scenarios of how we would classify each of these examples into the terms we just defined. So for the first one, we have a 14-year-old that lifeguards full-time in the summer. That would be not in the working age population, and how we abbreviate that is NWA. And the reason she's not in the working age population is because the individual is 14, which is under the age of 16. Okay, number 2 is a recent medical school graduate looking for a job. So with all the information we have here, this individual is actively looking for a job. They don't have a job yet, so they are unemployed, but they are still in that labor force. Okay, and then number 3 is someone who is on vacation from their full-time job back home. So while they are not actively working on vacation, they do have a full-time job, and this is considered employed. Number 4, a military officer serving overseas. So this example is unique. So this is actually not in the labor force. Anyone in the military is not considered employed because they are not citizens like everybody else. And when we're talking about employment and unemployment in this class, we're talking about citizens, and that's from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So all of those statistics and the statistics we're going to be working with are for citizens, so anybody that is in the military is not going to be included in our unemployment or employment rates.